Residents in the remote community of Beswick have been complaining about their water quality for years. Many long-term residents say they didn't fully understand the need for good quality drinking water when they were younger, but now they're seriously concerned about the long-term health impacts it could have on the next generation. The water in Beswick is high in calcium, also known as hard water. There are no proven immediate health risks of drinking it, but Beswick residents are worried about what decades of exposure could do to the community.
Yeah, you kind of feel it, feel a little stuck there in the belly area or something like that, I don't know if it's that lime, but you've been drinking it for a while, just kind of don't feel like I used to.
Nearly every tap in Beswick is heavily calcified, and you can see the build-up in most appliances.
There you go. You can see the amount of build-up, the layers of calcium that's in this thing here. And this is I only bought this a year.
Mr. Lindsay says he's tried bringing up the issue with both service providers and the council, to no avail.
You go to this mob here, you ask the Shire, they say, oh, go to the power and water, and then you go to the power and water, they say, go to NLC, or go here, go there. And then you go back to the same person again,
This calcium build-up and lime.
For residents like Patricia Curtis, it's not just long-term health that's a concern. Many Beswick residents are on low incomes, and the hard water is contributing to hard times.
The jug gets damaged from all the calcium that is built up in that jug. It just shuts off, and then we just chuck it away, and we have to buy new ones. And these are not cheap. They $15 in the store, $16 maybe, sometimes $20. And the washing machines, when they get stopped up with all that lime and calcium build-up, that costs more money.
These are the two bores that supply Beswick with its drinking water, and residents in the area want to see at least some kind of filtration system installed. The Territory Government has already promised funding to improve the water situation in the remote community, but it's not yet clear when that work will start or what the work will look like. That funding was announced by the Northern Territory Government last year. $28 million over 4 years to improve water quality and supply in 10 communities across the Territory. Another community on that list is a Central Australian community that has already taken authorities to court over its drinking water. Laramba's drinking water is contaminated with uranium, around 3 times the concentration limits recommended in the Australian Drinking Water Guidelines. Community members here are concerned about what it's doing to their bodies, but say they've got no choice but to drink it anyway.
Their kids, their little babies need good water for their kidneys, for their growth development, because if their organs are not good, then they're not going to live a good life. It's going to be shorter than us.
It's not known if Laramba's water will lead to long-term health issues, but research to find out is underway.
It's possible that we're not making things better by exposing people to high concentrations of heavy metals in drinking water in certain communities. It's also possible that those concerns are overblown. We don't know at the moment, and we should find out.
We really don't know what we're drinking, too. We want to know.
Water uncertainty has its own side effects.
Most of the kids don't even hardly drink water. They just rush for a cool drink, because they don't have any water at home to drink.
If people have concerns about water quality, whether that's related to their concerns about contamination of the water, the taste of the water, the colour of the water, or even the temperature of the water, the theory is that they're much more likely to go off to the shop and buy some soft drink.
The pipes that carry water to Laramba were replaced just a few years ago, but while work was done to upgrade the infrastructure in the area, work wasn't done to fix the uranium problem. One short-term solution is to install filters on taps that help purify the water. Laramba residents who live in public housing tried to force that to happen, but lost a case against the government last year after the NT Civil and Administrative Tribunal ruled uranium levels weren't the Housing Department's responsibility. That decision has been under review for more than 18 months, and with no date for the next hearing, residents are stuck in limbo.
We might as well just go along with it. You know, what else we gotta get help from? From where? You know? We gotta just live like that, I don't know.
The government has promised change in Laramba, but not every community is on the priority list. The bore water here at Nauiyu comes out brown, mainly due to iron in the ground. Community members say it's not fit for purpose, with some residents taking matters into their own hands.
I've been turning on the taps outside the house that I live in, the garden taps, and let it run for half an hour.
It's extremely wasteful, but with water quality like this, residents have few choices. Merripin Arts buys bottled water for staff, but that's a luxury not everyone can afford.
A lot of people here are living on benefits and they can't afford it. So the only way around it, even though it doesn't really get rid of the brown, is to boil the water, so that helps to sterilise it. But that's all you can do.
Nauiyu isn't part of the Territory Government's 4-year, $28 million investment promise, and with no immediate solution on the horizon, this private school took matters into their own hands, installing filters on school grounds and at school housing.
It's made a big difference in the water quality. You can actually have a cup of water in a glass and actually it being clear.
So the way these filters work is that the town water gets diverted into one of these tanks. It then aerates the water and drops out a lot of the iron before being pumped through into the pre-filter, which cleanses the water and then gets pumped straight through into the house without compromising the pressure. It's one possible solution, but it requires government investment and regular maintenance.
With the filtration, because of the water still coming in from the tanks and whatnot, you have to replace the filters every couple of months.
Not everyone can afford it. Everyone would love one, but not everyone can afford it. And I think it would be one step towards fixing the problem. It's not going to totally fix the problem.
Water is life-giving. We drink it. We use it in our cooking and washing.
From what I understand, water is a basic human need. It's not a right, it's not a privilege, it's a need. And it shouldn't be expensive.